Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Jasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Jasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Panachari Jamuna Tira Panachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astatarusha Srimad Divine Grace Shila Abai Charanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder BBT, founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Bhaktivedanta Purports Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda So we shall read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is the Antyalila chapter 4. And it's entitled Sanatana Goswami Visits the Lord. So it's text 71 there? Yeah. Okay. Tara Madhye Sarva Shrestha Nama Sankirtana Nir Aparadhe Nama Laile Paya Prema Dana Tarya Madhye Sarvashrestha Nama Sankirtana Nir Aparade Nama Laila Paya Premadana Tara Madhye Sarvashrestha Nama Sankirtana Niraparade Nama Lailepaya Premadana Tara Madhye Sarvashrestha Nama Sankirtana Niraparade Nama Laile Paya Premadana Mataji's. Taramadye of the 9 different types of devotional service. Sarvashrestha, the most important of all. Nama Sankirtanam, chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Niraparadhe, without offenses. Namalaile, if one chants the holy name. Paya, he gets. Premadana, the most valuable ecstatic love of Krishna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So you can repeat the translation. Of the 9 processes of devotional service, the most important is to always chant the holy name of the Lord. If one does so, avoiding the 10 kinds of offenses, one very easily obtains the most valuable love of Godhead. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu gives the following directions in his Bhakti Sandarbha 270. So there's a prose verse there. Yam cha kirtanakya bhaktir bhagavato dravya jati guna kriyabir dina janaika vishaya para karuna mayeti shruti puranadi vishruti ata eva kalo svabhavata evati dineshu lokeshu avya avir bhuyatan anaya saneva tad yuga gatamaha sadhananam sarvam eva phalam dadanasa kritatayati yata eva tayeva kalo bhagavato Vishesatascha santosho bhavati. Quote. Chanting the holy name is the chief means of attaining love of Godhead. This chanting or devotional service does not depend on any paraphernalia, nor on one's having taken birth in a good family. By humility and meekness, one attracts the attention of Krishna. That is the verdict of all the Vedas. Therefore, if one becomes very humble and meek, he can easily attain the lotus feet of Krishna in this age of Kali. That is the fulfillment of all great sacrifices, penances and austerities, because when one achieves ecstatic love of Godhead, he attains the complete perfection of life. Therefore, whatever one does in executing devotional service must be accompanied by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Unquote. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, has been praised by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Namastaka, verse 1. Nikila Shruti Muliratnamala Jyoti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta Ahimukta Kulair Upasyamanam Paritastvam Nama Samshrayame. Quote, O Harinam, the tips of your toes, of the toes of your lotus feet, are constantly being worshipped by the glowing radiance emanating from the string of gems known as the Upanishads, the crown jewels of all the Vedas. You are eternally adored by liberated souls such as Narada and Sukadev. O Harinam, I take complete shelter of you. Unquote. Similarly, Srila Sanatana Goswami has praised the chanting of the holy name as follows in his Brihta Bhagaavta, Part 1, Chapter 1, Verse 9. Jayate, Jayate, Namananda Rupam Murare, Virimita Nijadharma, Dhyana Pujadi Yatnam, Katamapi Sakridatam, Muktidam Praninam Yat, Paramam Amritamekam, Jivanam Bhushaname. Quote, all glories to the all-blissful holy name of Sri Krishna, which causes the devotee to give up all conventional religious duties, meditation and worship. When somehow or other uttered even once by a living entity, the holy name awards him liberation. The holy name of Krishna is the highest nectar. It is my very life and my only treasure. Unquote. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 11, Sukadev Goswami says, Etan nirvit yamananam ichatam akuto bayam yoginam nirpanirnitam hare namanukirtanam. Quote, O King, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord after the ways of all the great authorities is the doubtless and fearless way of success for all, including those who are free from all material desires, those who are desirous of all material enjoyment, and those who are self-satisfied by dint of transcendental knowledge. Unquote. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, Verse 22, Yamaraj says, Etavan eva lokesmin pumsam dharma parasmita bhakti yoga bhagavati Tanama Grahana Dibi. Quote, a devotional service beginning with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate religious principle for the living entity in human society. Unquote. Similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said in his Sikshastakam 3, Trinadapi sune chena taroriva sahisunana amanena manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Quote, one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Unquote. Regarding the 10 offenses in chanting the holy name, one may refer to Antyalila chapter 8, verse 24. Omajnana timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In general, those who are not practicing devotees, especially those who come from, you could say, Vedic culture, but are not practicing devotees, they only approach Krishna. Many people, like we have a Janmashtami festival here, and how many lakhs of people come? How many people come for Jan? Huh? More than 10 lakhs of people come through the gates for darshan of Krishna. So many people, they approach Krishna, but they do not know that that is Mayavad. That is Mayavad. Srila Prabhupada said in one place that it is very difficult to approach Krishna. Very, very, very difficult. And then Srila Prabhupada gave the example which I gave 2 days ago on Radha Ashtami morning, that you cannot associate with fire from the vantage point of this body and this earthly planet. You can only associate with fire through the emanation of the heat and light. And the heat must be temperament conducive also. So in that sense, Most people are running after Krishna. But for what? To fulfill their material desires. Even sometimes practicing devotees do that. Akama sarva kamava moksha kama udarani tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham para. But when we closely look at Srila Prabhupada's mood in relation of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he reveals something to us that we should be conscious of as practicing devotees. We have read the glories of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and this is one of the most beautiful purports. Srila Prabhupada quotes various acharyas and so forth. Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada says in one place that the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That one who is constantly engaged, Srila Prabhupada says, in addressing the Lord and his energy, not directly Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, not directly. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada says that we can just imagine, we cannot actually know. We can just imagine how much the Supreme Lord is obliged to the person who is chanting the holy name. And Srila Prabhupada further says that it is impossible for Krishna to ever forget such a devotee. Impossible for Krishna to ever forget such a devotee. Now everyone in the material world are materially running after Krishna. But Krishna is transcendentally running after Srimati Radharani. But he cannot catch up with Srimati Radharani because she is transcendentally engaged in running after all the devotees to collect their devotion to offer to Krishna. So when Krishna, in a way, tells Radharani, please stop, I need your association. So she says, I'm too busy. Too busy. Busy doing what? Collecting the devotion of the devotees to offer to Krishna. A wonderful, transparent via medium. So therefore, Hare Krishna, not just Krishna. Yeah. So at the same time, Krishna becomes bewildered, completely bewildered and confused. How is it as I am hankering for Radharani's association, but she is busy? She is busy. So at the same time, he has a hankering to experience what she is busy doing. So everyone is running after Krishna. Krishna is running after Radharani, and Radharani is running after the devotees. She is busy doing that. So then Krishna takes the consciousness of Srimati Radharani and transforms into Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Srila Prabhupada says that the intimate, you get general behavior and you get personal behavior. So Srila Prabhupada said that the personal behavior of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that he was never distressed but always happy in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada says that when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we are following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. And when we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Lord Chaitanya follows in the footsteps of the devotee who is chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So it is reciprocal. It is reciprocal. And Srila Prabhupada says very carefully that when one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Krishna becomes obligated, like I said earlier, to the devotee. But Srila Prabhupada's words are deceptively simple, but very deep. Very deep. Like that. So if Krishna becomes obligated to the devotee who's chanting the holy name, so that means there is a difference between the holy name and Krishna himself. In the sense, from Krishna's perspective of feeling obligated. Normally we know Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasavigraha, that the holy name of the Lord and the Lord themselves are non-different. Normally we hear like that. See? But that's for the chanter of the holy name. That's the perspective of the chanter. But Krishna's perspective is quite different. Krishna's perspective is that when somebody chants the holy name, he is indebted, he is obliged to that person. It is not the holy name, it is Krishna himself. So that's the difference. Like that. So therefore it can be safely concluded that the holy name is more powerful than Krishna, because it brings Krishna to be obligated to the devotee. Like that. Now, Srila Prabhupada mentions here about the offenses to the holy name. And the offenses are quite negative. Don't do this, don't do that. Avoiding the 10 offenses. One should not blaspheme the devotees of the Lord, sadhu ninda. Like that. Don't do, one should not. Like that, yeah. So that's the negative. Then one disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, this is like avoiding, not. What's the positive side? What's the other side? So that we can chant the holy name purely. Then Srila Prabhupada replied to the disciple that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us 3 principles, and from those principles I have given the details in my books. And those 3 principles are Nama, Gana, Sada, Ruchi. Is that one should increase one's attachment and taste for the holy name. And then Srila Prabhupada said, not externally, but internally. Yes. And when one develops attachment and taste for chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then one's heart becomes soft. Like that. One does not become proud that I am a great chanter of the holy name. One's heart becomes soft. So when the heart becomes soft, then the person develops compassion for those who are not chanting the holy name. And then the person transforms that compassion of the soft heart into becoming a preacher. Is to bring others to chant the holy name of the Lord. And that Prabhupada says, Mahaprabhu's principle of Jivadoya. Yeah. So when you preach to people who are not chanting the holy name to come to chant the holy name, new people, then one feels the, you could say, misery of how the people are suffering. See? How the people are suffering. Paradukha dukhi, how the people are suffering. Like that. But in that internal state of suffering, one also needs shelter. One also needs shelter. Like that. So by giving Krishna consciousness, especially the holy name, to others who are not in Krishna consciousness, one also needs to be sandwiched. You cannot just give shelter, you have to also feel sheltered. If it's one way, you become Krishna. You take the place of Krishna. Become Ishvara Bhav. Okay? So therefore, one must feel sheltered. And Srila Prabhupada said that to feel sheltered means Vaishnav Seva. Like that. That to surrender to Krishna means to surrender to the devotees of Krishna. Not a devotees, but plural devotees of Krishna. Therefore we say Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrindakija, devotees of Krishna. So when we surrender to the devotees of Krishna through serving them, Vaishnav Seva, then we feel sheltered, and then we offer the shelter to others by giving them the holy name, Jivadoya, Vaishnav Seva Jivadoya. And these three things, at some point, one may be more prominent than the other. Like in these few days, from Radha Astami afternoon, evening, till now, the most prominent activity is Nama Gana Sada Ruchi. But not at the expense entirely of Jivadoya and Vaishnav Seva. Like that. Like when we do the book distribution marathon, the most prominent activity is Jivadoya. Like that. See? And then when we are arranging festivals like the Kirtan Mela, the organizers do a lot of Vaishnav Seva. Prasadam, accommodation, things like that. See? Yeah. But one must not be superior to the other. All three are necessary for one to chant the holy name of the Lord in the humble state of consciousness. All three things are necessary. Chanting the holy names, Jivadoya, as well as Vaishnav Seva. Yeah. If we more prominently just chant the holy name without Vaishnav Seva, then you will just enjoy the holy name. See? If you just more prominently chant the holy name without Jivadoya, giving the holy name to those who are bereft of such, suffering in the material world, then again you will enjoy the holy name. But if you engage in Jivadoya, preaching to others, and you engage in Vaishnav Seva, serving the devotees, then the heart will naturally serve the holy name. You'll get out of the Ishvara Bhav. You'll get out of that situation, and you'll come to the actual constitutional position of the living entity, Jivara Swarubhai Krishnara Nitya Dasa 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 Anudas. In that way. Now, Srila Prabhupada has repeated so many times that one can go to the supreme planet, Param Vrajat, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like that. But our mission in the mood of Srila Prabhupada is not to go back on our own. everyone individually from a personal level should feel that I should be the last one to go back. Let everyone go back before me. Yeah. So we don't chant the holy name to go back to Godhead. We chant the holy name to bring others to go back home, back to Godhead. And that is the principal consciousness of Srimati Radharani, which is very nicely given to us, in between the lines in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the last chapter, Antyalila chapter 20. You can read about Srimati Radharani there. Yeah. So therefore, chanting the holy name of the Lord is a very important or principal mainstay of the process of devotional service. So it is a process of devotional service means to serve the holy name and not to enjoy the holy name. But in the beginning stages, when one chants the holy name of the Lord, especially for new people and beginning devotees, it is good that they come to enjoy the holy name. So that will give them a higher sense of so-called enjoyment in comparison to the material world. So when one is attracted to enjoy the holy name, then one enjoys the holy name through one's senses, material senses, through one's material mind, and through one's philosophical or intellectual appeal. Oh, this sounds nice. It's good, yeah. So most new people and most beginning devotees, it's good enough that they come to enjoy the holy name. But Srila Prabhupada wants us to go further. After being purified by enjoying the holy name, then one comes to the point of simply serving the holy name. And therefore it is the principal item as given in these verses of the 9 processes of devotional service. Today's verse is the principal item of devotional service, not devotional enjoyment. But initially it will be enjoyment. It will trap you. It is better than enjoying in the material world. Then you will come to the internal state of serving the holy name. So today is a wonderful day that you have been enjoying the holy name, some of us, for the last many hours. So try to get into the mood of, I'm doing the principal item of devotional service. I'm here to serve the holy name. And that comes from the heart, not through the mind and the senses and the intelligence. It comes from the heart. So you please join in the kirtan from 9 o'clock and as much as you can, and hear the holy name, serve the holy name. Do you have any comments or questions? We have our illustrious, wonderful devotee, Mukunda Datta Prabhu. Can you contribute some words of wisdom for us? He has great attachment and taste for the holy name, so he can help us along. At least help me along. Param Vijaya Shri Krishna Sankirtan. So he is glorifying the holy name. Thank you. We have any comments, further comments or questions?
You made a point that Vaishnava Seva creates a shelter. So in the current situation, generally when the Seva is there because of the contamination, that is considered not like a shelter, but it's like a generally at our stage, Vaishnava Seva becomes like a responsibility or burden. So how actually Vaishnava Seva brings shelter?
I'm about to say something, but you got to digest it maybe. Is that okay? It may take a little while to sink in. If you chant japa, and if 16 rounds is enough, then you won't be inclined to perform Vaishnava Seva. Because you have other priorities. After you chant your 16th round of japa, and you tell Krishna, this is enough, I have other things to do. I don't want to be too Krishna conscious to you. But if you have it in you that 16 rounds of japa is not enough, then you will be easily inclined to do Vaishnava Seva. Is it digesting? It is like interdependent. In other words, when you serve Vaishnavas, then you'll be inclined in your consciousness that 16 rounds of japa is not enough. See? But if you don't serve Vaishnavas, 16 rounds is enough. So the more you serve Vaishnavas, the more you will feel 16 rounds is not enough. And the more 16 rounds is not enough, the more you will serve Vaishnavas. It is interdependent. It is? Yeah. That is shelter. That is shelter. Both the holy name and service to Vaishnava. That is shelter. It is our only shelter. It is the only wealth of a devotee. There's no other better wealth than this. And no money can buy this. No amount of value, anything materially or spiritually can buy this. Not even a lapis lazuli. You know what's a lapis lazuli? It is a transcendental gemstone that is used as the foundation in Dwarka, not even on top. Like that. Not even a Chintamani jewel can match this wealth. Digesting? Oh, you have another question on the answer. Just stick to that. It cannot be philosophized. It cannot be, we could say, discussed. You just do it. The moment you think 16 rounds is enough of japa, then go and serve the Vaishnava. Then you'll come to the point of 16 rounds is not enough. And when 16 rounds is not enough, then you'll internally go to the point of, looking forward to look for Vaishnavas to serve, even if you cannot find anyone. But we don't have to look. So many are there. So many in the community of devotees. Is that okay? Yeah. And then there's a challenge and the challenge is that, and I faced that challenge as a sannyasi. It is easier to serve, but it is more difficult to accept service as a service. Initially, it is even difficult to serve. It is even difficult to serve. But it will become easier to serve, but then it becomes more difficult to accept service as a service. And that's the test from Krishna. Like as a sannyasi, I have to accept so much service from so many devotees. But it is very risky. So it's more difficult to accept service as a service. So just serve. Just serve. But the beginning devotee is, I want to be served. I want to be served. Let everyone serve me. Now, that means completely neophyte and 16 rounds is enough. See? So there's 3 levels of that internal consciousness. So I'll just give, you have your hand up. Now we'll conclude with this. Because we have to stop at 9 and our chanting of the holy name should continue. I don't want to take time from chanting the holy name. Yeah. You know, generally we are like sort of taught, or maybe it's a type of culture that's there, maybe partially the culture. You know, generally we are taught, oh, you have to serve the guru, you have to serve the sannyasis, you have to serve the senior devotees. Generally it's like that, right? Yeah. You know, it's like a senior devotee, you know, he won't take the broom and sweep. You know, Bhakta so-and-so who's 2 weeks, he must come and sweep. Understand? Generally. We should be serving the senior devotees, we should be serving Shiksha and Diksha gurus, we should be serving sannyasis, that should be there. That's fine. Yeah. But you know, senior devotees and initiating gurus and instructing gurus and sannyasis are within Daivi Varna Ashram Dharma. This junior and senior is within Daivi Varna Ashram Dharma. You get the 4 ashrams and you get the 4 varnas. It's within that. You serve a brahmana, you know, you serve. Yeah. But Krishna consciousness is not. Daivi Varna Ashram Dharma is like a stepping stone. But Krishna consciousness is actually the greater family, and we belong to the Achyuta Gotra, the family of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a little above Daivi Varna Ashram Dharma. Although Daivi Varna Ashram Dharma is important for the mass of people in general. Now, in a cultured family, which member of the family is protected and given the most service? The baby, yes, the child. See? The baby. Although everyone else is served, the father is served, the mother is served, the child, but the baby. See? So when you get the Mahaprasad plate, don't bring it to the sannyasis. You take it to the devotees who's wearing yellow first and serve them. And serve them. Sit down and we serve you. So when they become sannyasis, or they become, experienced devotees, they'll also do it to they are babies. They are just few months, few weeks, few years. You understand? Yeah. So this is the Krishna conscious culture. It is not the Daivi Varna Ashram culture. Like that. See? So they'll learn when they get older, they should also serve the younger ones. Because the younger ones are easily prone to leave again, isn't it? So give them the best Mahagal and give them the best sweets, give them the best accommodation, so they will not go back valid and sick. That's also there. But the newest ones should be given special attention, like that. It takes, Prabhupada said, it takes so much, gallons and gallons of blood to make one person a devotee. So let's maintain them and keep them. That's Vaishnav Seva. It is easy to serve seniors, easy to serve the guru and so forth, but to serve somebody who's your junior, so to speak, that takes a lot. And that's Trinadapi Sunechena, Tarodapi Sahismana, Amanena Managena, Kirtaniyasa. That takes a lot. When I was serving as a president in Krishna Balaram Mandir, co-president, one day I took the broom and began sweeping. 5 devotees, Prabhu, you can't do this. I said, that is caste system. I'm not a Brahmana. I'm a Melecha, I'll do it. If it is good enough for Shyamananda Pandit, Dukhi Krishna Das? Dukhi Krishna Das. If it is good enough for Shyamananda Pandit, he was personally initiated by Radharani. It was good enough for him to sweep. And he was sweeping where the pigs were in the dung. Such a great acharya. Like that. Yeah. So therefore, everyone should be served. So it is easy to serve, but it is very difficult to accept service as a service. Remember that. Yeah. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Kirtan Mela Yajna ki jai. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.